श्रीवासुदेव विमलावृतधामवासं नारायणं नरकतारणनामधेयं श्यामं सितं द्विभुजमेव चतुर्भुजं च त्वं भक्तिधर्मतनयं शरणं प्रपद्ये। ओम अवतारिणे श्री स्वामीनारायणाय नमो नमः। श्री हरिकृष्णाय नमो नमः। श्री पूर्ण पुरुषोत्तमाय नमो नमः। Today we will read Vachanãmrutam, number 3 from first chapter of Gadhadã. So, राजा भाई તમે ઓલું બતાવી શકો તો બતાવો.
મારા ફોનમાં એપ છે ને આપણે એમાંથી આપણું આપણી એપમાંથી હું રીડ કરીને બતાવતો હોઉં છું અરે વાંચતો હોઉં છું નોર્મલી.
તો મને તમે એમ કરો
હોસ્ટ બનાવી દો.
હોસ્ટ બનાવી દો તો હું જરા આગળ કરી દઉં. બરોબર. બધાને ખ્યાલ આવે કે હું ચલાવું છું.
નંબર 3.
Yeah, number 3.
Okay. So you are the co-host now, so you can tell me. Sure.
ઓકે સ્ટાર્ટ કરો વાંધો નહીં.
Okay. Swami.
હા
Okay. So English સત્સંગમાં અચ્છા ઓકે આ તમે શેર કર્યો.
દેખાણું.
Ah, okay. So, okay. Scroll up a little bit, please. Ah, okay. Vachanãmrut number 3, remembering the divine action and leaders and influence of God. Swaminarayan Hare, Swaminarayan Hare. In the Samvat year 1876, on the 6th day of the bright half of the month of Margarshi, at night, Sriji Maharaj was seated in the darbar of Dadakachar in Gadhadã. He had put on all white garments. Saints and devotees from various places had gathered in before him in an assembly. Then Sriji Maharaj said, even though a person is able to visualize the divine image of God in his heart constantly, he should also store in his heart the memories of various exploits of God performed at various places in his various incarnations. She should love the brahmacharis, Brahmin renunciates, sadhus as in saints, and satsangis as a member of the holy fellowship, and preserve them in his memory. The reason is, in case he forgets the divine image of God at the time of his death, he may recollect the various exploits of God, or may revive the memory of some member of the holy fellowship, or a brahmachari, or a sadhu at that time, and along with his memory, he may recollect the divine image of God. Thus, he may attain the highest position and may achieve his ultimate good. With this in mind, I perform big sacrifices dedicated to Lord Vishnu and celebrate every year big festivals on the auspicious days like Janmashtami, Ekadashi, etc. On such occasions, I hold big gatherings of brahmacharis, sadhus and satsangis. Even a sinful soul, if he attends such festivals and happens to recollect them at the last moment, may reach the divine abode of the God. Iti Vachanãmrutam, Gadhadã, 3rd.
If you want to, if you have time, come here. We will have English satsang now. Okay. You can bring laptop or you can sit. Jai Swamiran devotees. So I will stop Sriji Maharaj has said here about Leela Charitra of God. Maharaj has said here, what is the greatness of Leela Charitra of God? Leela, exploits, pastime of God. As per Vedas and Upanishads, God takes incarnation on this earth just to redeem many souls, thousands of souls. Sriji Maharaj has said in this Vachanãmrut, even though one devotee has a capacity to remember God constantly, continuously, without stop, that is the highest spiritual qualification level. Remembering constantly God in mind, in heart, is the highest level of spirituality. He has already realization of God. But even though at time of death, not equal situation. At the time of death, sometime happens completely opposite. While we have good condition of our body, senses, we have control in senses, in body, in consciousness, we can do whatever we want. We can remember God easily, no problem. But at time of death, we don't know what condition will be. So that time, constantly remembering Murti of God is sometimes not possible. And scripture says about law of karma. Whatever karma we will do last moment gives very fast result, strong result. So Maharaj says, at least we have to prepare more, we need more preparation for last moment. You know, everyone has car now. In car there is a airbag, what we can say, airbag, safety airbag. Okay. But there is written safety airbag in every car. Okay. But is a safety bag need every day? Do we need a safety airbag every day? No. It's just once in a while. Okay. If something happened, accident, that time we can use airbag. Okay. If we have airbag system in car, may our life can save. So this is the real. Normally, you know very well driving, no problem. Especially in US, everybody follow rules. Maximum people are following rules of traffic. So no problem. But even though we need airbag, okay, why? Because accident time is not in our hand. Okay. If something happened in icy road, or sometime happens something, so that time we need more security. So Maharaj says, even though one devotee has status, qualification, that he can remember, he remembers God constantly without fail. That is highest level of spirituality. But even though when we have many pain and when different mode of life, at time of death, we cannot maintain our mind. So Maharaj says that time we need preparation from now. What preparation? Maharaj says we have to remember Leela Charitra of God. So you know Lord Swaminarayan Bhagvãn, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Rama, they did many Leelas in their lives. And Leela of God is transcendental. Because God is transcendental, when God comes on this earth, he looks like human, but even though he is special form of God. In this world also, president is also look like other people. Okay? Like Biden is very old person. Okay? And there is many thousands of young people in USA. Okay? But even though everybody looks Biden, what did Biden? What he told? What is takes action about Afghanistan, about different countries? Even though Biden looks very old man, okay, but he has special power now in USA, so he can take he can take any decision because of his special power given by people, no problem. But in case of God also looks like human when he comes on this earth, but he has special quality of his body, his consciousness, his knowledge, his greatness. Everything is unique among millions and among infinite souls. So God says, we have to remember Leela of God. This is a Bhakti Yoga. We are now practicing Bhakti Yoga. And there is two systems, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga was in Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga. That time was Ashtanga Yoga was very beneficial. But now in Kali Yuga, we don't have capacity to practice Ashtanga Yoga. Okay? If you want to practice Ashtanga Yoga, you need 5 niyams. Okay? Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, Satya. These 5 rules you need. So, but that we don't have, and people don't have capacity to practice now. These 5 rules, basic rules even. But they can practice Bhakti Yoga very easily. Because Bhakti Yoga is called Rajmarg. Rajmarg means everyone can walk in that road. So Maharaj says here, we have to remember, we have to repeat in our mind Leela of God. And other thing is, we have to attach with saints and devotees also specially. It is nature of human, it is nature of our mind, our consciousness. Whenever he has a trouble, mind remembers whatever is sticked in mind. Okay? When mind is not in our control, mind remembers whatever he had the most powerful experience in his life. Where his mind sticks more, he remembers itself. So you know, many times there is great, very serious robber or serious, serious person who kills many people, or who is gunegar.
A sinner or a sinner.
Terrorist.
Like terrorist something. Okay, we can take example of terrorist. Suppose one terrorist is there. And police takes his interview to take out what was his plan, how he joined, what he did, like this. But terrorist is very powerful. He never say what was his plan. Okay. Till he has memory, till he has control of his mind, he never speak of truth. But when he has no any control of mind, so police what do? When they take serious remind, They sleep terrorist on ice bed or any. He does not police do not give him food many times and make confused, no sleeping, no many confusion. So when a terrorist lose control of his mind, automatically he speaks truth. When he has control, he does not speak truth. So like that way, when our mind is not in our control, he remembers things, whatever we like most in our life. So Maharaj says we have to remember constant Leela of God. We have to make attachment with saints and God and devotees and God. So when our mind is not in our control, automatically mind remembers Leela of God or any devotee or any saint. So by that way, mind can remember God also directly, indirectly, immediately. Okay? And if we remember God here, the last moment, we can go to Akshardham immediately, no problem, nothing. And if that time we did little mistake, then we have many big risk. Suppose Bharat Maharaj, very big example given in scriptures. And Sriji Maharaj says many times in Vachanãmrutam also, in Bhagavatam also, in Puranas also. Example of Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj was king of, sovereign king of world. And on his name, our India's name is Bharat. Original name of India is not India, is Bharat. Okay? Because Bharat Maharaj was the ruler of India. On his name, even today in the Indian language, there is no India name. Okay? India name is given by Britishers. Originally it is not India. Okay? And people are now against name of India. They say, okay, we have to remember, we have to correction, we have to change our name of India. Already Bharat, very good. Bha means light of knowledge. Okay? And Rat means there is absolute light of knowledge. That is called Bharat. So Bharat Maharaj was very great king of Bharat. But Bharat was not as small like today. Bharat was, Afghanistan was in Bharat, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, everything was in India, in Bharat. And he was sovereign king of Bharat. But he was very good devotee, very big devotee. And in India, many kings and richest people and many intelligent people were devotee of God. Like Shankaracharya was a high intelligent person. Ramanujacharya was high intelligent. Nityanand Swami, Brahmanand Swami in our Sampradaya, other acharyas were high intelligent people. But even though they were very big devotee of God. Okay? Big devotee of God. So they discovered spiritual life very deeply. So Bharat Maharaj was very big king, sovereign king of more than half world. But even though he was devotee. So when he had more than 50 years, he took sannyas and went to forest for tapasya and for practicing yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Remember tapasya. So in forest, he was continuously chanting name of God and was doing meditation and simply was engaged in spiritual practice. And he had a status like this, like he said in Vachanãmrut, he was constantly remembering Murti of God. Constantly. But what happened in his life, just one mistake he did. There was one small baby deer, story is very long, I think Raja Bhai will tell. Once he was taking bath in rivers, and there was very small baby deer was floating in a river because its mother was died, and baby deer was coming as a coming in water. So Bharat Maharaj took a baby deer and he had mercy for baby deer, and he looked, he gave food and water and milk like that. He took care of baby deer. But it is nature of man. When he serves somebody, he automatically does attachment also with it. Like in the USA, even in India also now many people, they have puppy, small dog, small dog, and they give food to puppy and cloth and everything, and automatically they have attachment with puppy. Okay. And sometimes people are crying when puppies died. They are crying. They don't cry when their mother and father die, but they cry when their puppies died. It is new. because of attachment. So the last moment of Bharat Maharaj. Maharaj means king. When there was his last moment of Bharat Maharaj. Because he had attachment with baby deer. Though he renounced the sovereign kingdom of world. Okay. But even though he had this attachment with one small baby deer. He did not attach with the sovereign kingdom of world. So mind is very special. Okay. So mind can give up many things, but can attach in small things. So never trust in mind that my mind does not attach with a big house, big car. No. It's not mean that your mind will not attach with anything. No. Maharaj says to Santosh, Santo have no any property, worldly property. He has no bank account, no house, no car, nothing. Okay. But even though his mind can attach with small things, small cloth also, or small wooden glass, something. Okay. It is nature of mind. So Bharat Maharaj did attachment with baby deer, and at last moment of his life, he remembered baby deer in his mind. Though he remembered God for many years. But last moment, he remembered baby deer, and because of that karma, first karma, immediately he born as a baby deer. This is the law of karma, we cannot do anything. So Maharaj says we have to prepare. Suppose you travel 500 miles, no problem. You are safe. Okay. But if you do one mistake after 500 miles, then also there will be accident or not. Okay. So even you traveled 600 miles by your car, and when you come nearby a house, there also chance of accident or not. Okay. So one time I was in Phoenix, and we went up to Seattle. And remember, we went to up to Seattle by car. Okay. It was nearly 10,000 miles. Okay. And we had two devotee drivers, so one by one they were driving, and we were going city to city where devotee was living. Okay. But in 10,000 miles, we did not get any single ticket. Okay, not traffic, not ticket. But when we came to Phoenix, we were just at 2-3 miles, and we got ticket. Okay. This is a true story. So we have to be prepared. We have to be careful, even at to last moment. Okay? Even last moment. So Maharaj says, my devotee should never mistake even in last moment also. Okay? So we have to remember Leela Charitra of God, and we have to do attachment with saints and to devotees and to saints. So at least we can remember them. And if we remember them, automatically we can remember God also. So Maharaj has said here, for this reason, we are doing big sacrifice, big festivals like Janmashtami, New Year, Ram Navami, and many other festivals. So even Maharaj says, even though one is not devotee, normal people attains this program, and if he remembers this occasion, at last moment he can get also liberation. Liberation is very, very easy in our satsang, in Sampradaya. There is one big story, very good story, Rajabai knows, even Ramesh Bhai knows. Sriji Maharaj, once upon a time, Sriji Maharaj was performing one festival, big festival in Panchala. Panchala is very small village in India, in Gujarat. Less than 1,000 people are living in that village even today. Maharaj did a very good festival, big festival, and there is Vachanãmrut also Panchala, about Panchala. So it was nature of Sriji Maharaj. When Maharaj was doing festival, especially he was serving food to everyone, complete village or nearby village, many people. So Maharaj told to Jinabai was king of that village. Darbar means king. He was king of that village. So Maharaj told her, we need to give prasadam to everyone. Whoever lives in our village, we will give free prasadam to everyone. Okay? So everyone can take prasad. And there was an arrangement to give prasad to everyone of village. But there was one small group of people who were not living in this village. But there is in India, there is sometime people go village to repair some items, like repairing of plates or making new things from reuse things. Okay? Like that people. They are doing small work for repairing like plates and glass and what we can say, pots and like that. Okay. So they were traveling and they were also in that village. So Maharaj told to Jinabai, oh Jinabai, did you give prasadam to that people? Because they were living little bit far from village. Because they were just visitors. So Jinabai told, no Maharaj, we did not give them because they are not in our people. In our village, they don't live in our village, but they are just they are visitors. Maharaj told, no, even though we have to give them. Okay? Because they are also people. So Maharaj called them and Maharaj asked them. That time there was very good discipline in between. There was a distinction in between higher people and lower people. But even though Maharaj called them, Maharaj told them, we want to give you prasad, you food. So what food do you like? So their people were very normal people. They never eat like rich prasad like jalebi or item of milk item, ghee item. They never eat like that. But normally they eat rice and sugar and like that normal things. So Maharaj asked them, what do you like? We want to give you as a prasad. So they told, we don't like your food. Your food is very spicy like that, very least, but we like our special food. Maharaj told, you can tell your name, food name, so we can prepare that food. So they told, we like Leelãs. Maharaj told, what is Leelãs? Because Leelãs was special food for poor people. And because they were cooking rice, liquid rice, and they were mixing little bit sugar, not sugar but jaggery, another form of sugar, and inside little bit butter, purified butter, ghee. That was his sweet, special sweet. Maharaj told, no problem, we will prepare that sweet and we will give to everyone. And said then Maharaj told to devotee prepared and Maharaj served them by his own hand prasadam to very poor people. And there was enough sugar, enough butter and very good rice, prasadam, and was given by God himself, so it was very tasty. So that the people took prasad and then they went because they were traveler one village to village. They were just a worker. So they went from that village. But after 5-6 years, one of them, old person, who was here in program, took prasadam by Maharaj. He had last time he was near by death. He was very ill, and it was last moment. So his wife asked, "What is your last wish? Please tell me. If I have capacity, I will fulfill." He told, "I need to eat Leelãs. Leelãs is his special item, food item. But it was impossible by poor people in a house of poor people because there is no butter, no sugar, no rice. They were eating very low kind of food like millet." So she told her, "Okay, I want to give you Leelãs, but I don't have rice, I don't have butter, I don't have sugar. So how can I cook like Leelãs? How can I give you prasad?" That time that a poor man, old man, remember Leela of Sriji Maharaj. When he ate prasadam given by Maharaj, he remembered, "Oh, Leelãs. Once upon a time I ate Leelãs in Panchala village. It was very tasty, very tasty. And Swaminarayan gave me prasadam. Oh, it was very good, very good." In that occasion, by that occasion, he remembered Sriji Maharaj. And story of our Sampradaya says, when he remembered God in his last moment, he never chanted. He never chanted Swaminarayan. He never did meditation. Because he was not devotee. But once upon a time, he took prasad. And Maharaj Murti he had remembered Murti of Maharaj. And immediately Sriji Maharaj came by his, in his hand there was one small pot of Leelãs, and he took that poor man to Akshardhama because he remembered, in his last moment he remembered Murti of God by occasion of Leela Charitra. So he got Akshardhama. And Bharat Maharaja whole life remembered God, but last time he did mistake. So he got maybe dear life. That is the very special, very critical. So Maharaj says we have to prepare from now for last moment. Suppose one student is very clever in middle of year, but when he goes exam room, exam class, and if he cannot write in exam, he will not get result. And when he comes out of class, he says, "Oh, I remember everything." But what is result? Nothing else. Nothing. So Maharaj says we have to prepare from now because this is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means join our mind to God. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Yoga means a union with God. So we have to unite our mind, our consciousness with God. It is called Bhakti Yoga. So this is Vachanãmrut, very good Vachanãmrut. Maharaj says we have to remember Leela Charitra of God. And we have to do attachment with saints and devotees as our family members. So at least we can remember them. If we cannot remember directly Murti of God, we can remember any saints or any devotee. By that way we can remember indirectly God, and we can get Akshardham immediately, and we don't need to come back again in this world. So Maharaj says, we have to do preparation and we have to remember Leela Charitra of God. Jai Shri Mahadev. Jai Shri. Do you have any question?
So, just so that, I have heard this question, Swamiji, in the discourse by Pujya Bhagvãn Swami Sri Dev Prasad Swami. And I think you covered this already. So that everybody also knows about this question. I'm asking you this question. એમાં લીલા ચરિત્ર સંભાળી રાખવાના એમાં પૂજ્ય દેવ સ્વામીના સત્સંગમાં એવું હતું ને કે તો પછી એવું ખરું કે કોઈ એવું આપણે એવા હોય કે આપણે સત્સંગ આખું જિંદગી સત્સંગ કર્યું હોય પણ છેલ્લી ઘડીએ આપણી સ્થિતિ એવી હોય કે મહારાજ યાદ ના આવે અથવા તો લીલા ચરિત્ર યાદ ના આવે તો શું આપણને મોક્ષ ના મળે? અને જેને આખું સત્સંગ ના જ કર્યો હોય એટલે so maybe I should ask also translate the question so that everybody understands maybe. So the question in Pujya Deva Swami's discourse was, so in this particular Vachanãmrut, right, the essence of the Vachanãmrut is, if somebody remembers the exploits or what we are calling it as Leela Charitras of Bhagvãn at the very end of their life, right, or remember the divine Murti or the form of God, then he or she achieves the ultimate salvation, goes to Akshardham. Now the question becomes, if we or Haribhakt Satsangis, they have done, spend their entire life, right, in the devotion of God, but only towards the end of their life, for some odd reason, they don't remember the Murti of God, or if they cannot remember the exploits, does that mean that that person will not get ultimate salvation? And somebody who has not really spent his or her life in the devotion of Bhagwan, but only remembers Bhagwan at the very end moment of their life, they get the ultimate salvation. So is that fair? That was the question. Peter Bhagat and everybody, does that make sense to you guys? Okay. એટલે હા એ પ્રશ્ન હતો એટલે બધાને
So the question is, suppose one person never practiced Bhakti Yoga but he remembers last moment, he gets Akshardham, no problem. But what about us? Because we always, Mr. Peter Parvat Bhagat always participates in Dhoon and chanting, and if last moment he forgets, what happens? So that is just a small. Suppose Bharat Maharaj, when he got baby dear life, and after 2 life, then he got immediately moksha, no problem, salvation. Just it was small mistake, so it was little bit late, just 2-3 lives late, no problem. Okay, so but if we cannot remember anything, no problem. Okay, there is what is condition is really, if we are in coma, we could not remember God, devotee, or anything else, then no problem. Okay? But if we are in consciousness, that time we should not remember other things. If we remember other things than God, then this is the problem. If we cannot remember anything, there is no problem. Then God takes our care, no problem. But if we remember other things, then there will be little bit late. Just to 1 life, 2 life, no more. Okay. But this is the solution. So we have to try to remember God as much as possible. Okay. Barabar se Raja bhai?
And the other thing Swamiji said was also that if you are practicing Bhakti Yoga, right, as Swamiji just said, Mukund Swami just said, Bhakti Yoga means devotion of God, throughout your life, then it becomes very easy for you to remember God or His exploit at the end, very end, or when you are near to the deathbed. It becomes easier. And that is why one should always spend their whole life in the devotion of God.
So in our sampradaya, especially suppose one devotee is very serious, so that time what does their family members? They put one song like Dhoon, Swaminarayan Dhoon, or Bhakta Chintamani, or Leela songs. People don't go nearby him more. Okay, but he is sleeping and he listening Dhoon, chanting Swaminarayan, or chanting of Leela Charitra, Vachanãmrutam, like that. He remembers at the last bed, in his last bed time. Okay, because when he remembers last time, he has more attention in Leela Charitra. So we have to do practice like that. So whenever you take bath, chant Swaminarayan, When you are in car also can chant Swaminarayan, Leela Charitra like that. So we have to do practice from now. So then it's not very difficult. But Maharaj has given just red light. We have to prepare from now. That is okay.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Dandavat Pranam
Jai
Swamiji.
Swaminarayan.
Hari Bhaktos Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai
Swamiji, I also, regarding this topic, I also remember a Vachanãmrutam. Maharaj told that God is not an ungrateful person. Unto him, he will appreciate and remember always. So, Maharaj told that even if that kind of devotee, such devotee, can't remember him at his very last moment, God, meaning Maharaj, don't forget and don't leave him alone at his very last moment. Even the devotee, can't remember him, and God also grant him a moksha, salvation, and to Akshardham, heaven. Is that also true in this case?
Yeah, I told like that condition. What is the Sharat ho kya Raja bhai? Sharat.
Condition.
Condition. What is the condition is you cannot remember anything, don't worry. Okay? But if you can remember, don't remember other than God. That is the condition. Okay? So if you have power of remember, don't remember any worldly things. If you have no power of remembering anything, suppose you are in coma or a serious pain, you cannot remember anything, no problem. God is ready to take you Akshardham. Okay. But if you remember, God already came to take you Akshardham and he remembers other thing, then that is the problem. Okay? Like that. This is the condition is like that.
Understood. Very nice.
Yeah.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Yes. Shivanandji or Shivaramji, do you have any question or Shivaramji, your mic is off. Please, microphone.
Yes, Swami. No questions. I'm just kind of absorbing all this information
Okay, very nice.
and processing.
Okay. So today we have eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, and it will start here from 12 o'clock, nearly 12 o'clock. But I think in Dallas, what is time of in Dallas, Rajabhai?
1 o'clock, 1:14, I think, if I'm not wrong. Give me a second. It starts at 1:14 or something like that. AM in the morning.
But I think everybody has that. Okay, so here eclipse will start 12 and 18 minutes and will end 3 and 47 minutes. Okay, so but it is very, very long and it is in midnight, so it's a little bit difficult. But Maharaj says in Shikshapatri, when there is eclipse time, don't sleep or don't do any worldly work, just chant Swaminarayan or sing kirtans or listen katha and spiritual practice. And then take bath for a householder, take bath and do little bit donation or whatever he has capacity. And for saints, they do puja after eclipse and that's it. Okay. But the problem, I think there is a link also about eclipse Jagran. So We will put in this group also link. So there will be in Zoom, there will be many saints also. And whatever you have capacity, you can wake up. Then if you don't capacity, you can take rest. But I cannot give permission. If you want, you can take care yourself.
This will help you remember in the end.
Okay. But if you will participate in ground, you will remember whole life. Because this eclipse comes after 580 years, okay? This type of eclipse came before 580 years before. And this eclipse again came after 580 years. It is in Science News of NASA. So it's like that. But no problem.
Sorry.
Okay. And Uddhav Bhagat, what time do you have?
Almost 11 o'clock.
Okay.
10 minutes away.
Okay. So I think there was new time, Los Angeles, San Francisco tomorrow. Okay. But no problem, so Philadelphia, New Jersey. But you can see in Google also, so you will get all information. This one. Okay. Here is Mr. Anand Bhagat, Andrew, and one devotee is here from India, from Canada, and his name is Bharat Bhagat. Okay. This one here is Big Swami, Krishna Swami, who is very good. Big Swami ji here in USA, and he says you also Jai Swami Narayan, Sriramji. Jai Swami. Ashivanand ji, Peter Bhagat se ne, Peter Bhagat था नहीं.
Bhakti Swami,
Yes,
I have a request.
I am fine.
Because I want to ask Bhakti Swami to cook really good, healthy food for you.
And Ramesh Bhagat also, and Gopal Rajaria, and Rajabai.
Oh,
Raja.
sir, good. Karo satsang.
Okay, so time. Yes, okay, so now we'll leave. Okay. 1 minute, Bharat Bhagat is also here. Tell the Swaminarayan to us.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Yes, sir.
I'm still here, I didn't skip out.
Okay, Jai Swaminarayan, you can leave now. Jai Swaminarayan.
Yes, okay.